Berlin is today the capital of a reunited Germany. Located in the heart of Europe and at the center of the European community, it is an internationally minded city. First documented in the 13th century, the city is now a dynamic cultural, artistic, and political center. Germany's largest city in area and population covers almost 900 square kilometers and has more than 3.5 million citizens. Berlin is also the most developed place for IT technology in Europe. All these popular books presented here were printed on modern machines designed in Germany. This sculpture is one of 6 from the series called The Land of Ideas, which symbolized the development and spirit of research. Each sculpture is up to 12 meters high.
And we welcome you to the e-learning session from Charité. We thank you for your presence, and let me now introduce our instructor for today. Next to me, our leading surgeon, Dr. Michael Hühnebein, who will give an interesting session on ductoscopy, a new method for breast cancer.
Just to show you the difference of these two methods for imaging the breast ducts, we would like to show you the first video. This is a fiber endoscope. Can we have the first video, please? As you can see here, we have quite a good resolution, but it's not perfect. We can see at least some of the anatomy of the breast ducts with some branching structures here, some branches of the breast ducts, but it's not really so clear, and the color is also not realistic.
At the moment, the second biggest market in the world after the military market is the medicine. That's why a lot of companies are interested to participate in our projects. But the question is what we can do if we have below $50 per year per patient. What kind of medical service we can introduce in these countries? The trend is the digital divide of the world. We introduced very successfully with the ICT a new trend in the world, the digital divide. We have the digital divide on the national level too. For example, in some region in Germany, we have a speed for connection or transmission of information not more than 128 kilobit per second. And in other part, we have 2.1 gigabit per second. Of course, the success of companies, of institutions, of research is depending on the speed of distribution or transmission of information. And this is the digital divide. As you see here, we have 65% of the population of the world which is happy to have the technology of the blackboard.
Thanks to a new generation of communication technologies, doctors are able to transmit high-quality medical images. This allows for a reliable diagnosis to be made by the expert at the receiving site. Thus, telemedicine, involving the transmission of patient data to a remote expert, aims at providing equal access to medical expertise irrespective of the geographical location of the person in need.
What we have to do today is the change in the digital medicine. That's more and more we have to work collaboratively. And the multimedia is a part of the medical applications today. And this is the so-called real-time telemedicine today. Of course, the digital medicine today needs a new methods of training, of education, of learning, new methods of usage of the virtual reality, the mixed reality, the augmented reality, and of course, we need again to have the feeling in our hands as surgeons from the virtual structures.
We are here at the technical building of the Robert Rössle Clinic in Berlin, and behind me you see our 2 satellite antennas that connect us via satellite network directly from Berlin to the Mediterranean countries, and within the EMISPHER network we are able to make connections, for example, for e-learning sessions, for real-time telemedical applications, or for medical assistance.
All these are the idea to organize a new concept, a new network called virtual hospital. At the beginning, virtual Euro-Mediterranean hospital. This hospital make a service, education, distance learning, e-learning, or the next application, real-time telemedicine, second opinion, or medical assistance, support of tourists or support of patients from one country if they are coming into the hospital in another one country.
Since 1990, Berlin has undergone a process of continual redefinition. The richness of Berlin's history is created and evident in the many old buildings. More than 150 glorious museums, palaces, churches, theaters, and monuments. It is a city in the heart of Europe, with many leading scientists and intellectuals. The Pariser Platz, constructed in 1734, together with the Brandenburg Gate, is one of the most prominent and popular city squares in Berlin. Major construction projects are underway there. But today, Berlin is also a place where modernity and development are visible at every step in the shops, fashionable restaurants, cafes, and boutiques. The most internationally known medical facility in Berlin is the university clinic called the Charité. The history of the hospital goes back to the 18th century, when it was the best-equipped school for medical training. 8 Nobel Prize winners are associated with the Charité. The Charité actively participates in international medical development through many European Union Commission-funded projects, one of which now is the construction of the virtual EMISPHER Medical Hospital.
I want to show you the virtual surgical table, which is a virtual reality simulator that simulates the real situation in the surgical operating theater. In real operating theater, you have a patient on the table and always 2 surgeons on opposite sides of the patient. A chief surgeon who is assisted by a younger surgeon at the opposite side of the patient. Translating this into virtual reality, it means that you need to develop a simulator that allows exactly this, working on 2 opposite sides of the patient on the same virtual object. So what we have here is a prototype unique in the world. It allows you to see through these kind of special 3D glasses the right perspective of the virtual patient. For me, standing on this side of the surgical table, here the patient, but also for my assistant on the other side of the table. In this way, we can collaboratively work together from opposite side of the virtual patient on the same data set. And this simulates the real situation in the real operating room and therefore is a real help in training and simulation.
The EMISPHER project is an international project which works at the area of the Mediterranean Sea. In this project we have 3 main points of activity. The distance learning, the e-learning, in which we like to improve the quality of the medical room processes in the different medical universities at the country. We have the real-time telemedicine and possibility for second opinion, connecting, for example, different kind of surgical rooms, or connecting, for example, surgical room with educational room, and of course the medical assistance, in which we help our citizens when they as tourists visit the different countries to have the same quality of the medical services if such one need occur by the citizens.
And the winner is EMISPHER.
Good afternoon to Casablanca. hello to Professor Lamia Jabri. We have here a patient from Morocco. He moved to Germany on visit to his family here a couple of months ago, and ever since he has an increasing complaints of sacral pain. We did some physical exams, and in the process of the exams, he told us that he has been diagnosed and examined at your hospital previously, so that's why I thought it might be a good idea to consult you. These are some collections of MRI data.
Yes, Theo, we have your image.
In the axial view, in T2, we have a mass of the sacrum with extension in the soft tissue of the pelvis.
We have done some histological biopsy exams, so I'm now going to show you some histological images.
In this picture, we have a bone proliferation with calcification, and in the medullary cavity we have some vessels. We can see them there and there. And here we have a high view of the proliferation, and we can see the bone formation with calcification here and here and here. Okay, so here we have a high view focused in the tumoral cells. We can see it here, here. So the bone trabecula are lined with these cells, which show no atypia. Here, here, here.
If you compare this with the situation before, would you see an urgent demand for surgical intervention, or shall we discuss with the patient, if the situation is not critical right now, discuss with the patient the options of having a treatment here or having a treatment in Casablanca if it's not urgent? So what do you recommend?
We have two red problems, the linguistic and the law problem. We speak a different languages, and not each time the English is the best one for everybody. And the second one problem is that we have not a real juristical, not real law regulation about the telemedicine.
With this module, we can intuitively configure live video teleconsultation as it is needed by the physicians. These modules are installed also in all the operating rooms, in the endoscopy, pathology, radiology. So it's meant for use by physicians, and it means intuitive use. So if I'm, for example, operating in operating room 3 and I need a teleconsultation with the pathology, I can easily click on those video sources and configure at that very moment where I need it a live video teleconsultation between the operating room and the pathology department. The pathologist sees the live video from the operating room and sees where the biopsy has been taken. The surgeons see the image of the biopsy under the pathological microscope, as we have seen in the previous teleconsultation, and the pathologist and the surgeons can together discuss in a live consultation how to proceed with the surgical procedure. This kind of intuitive video conferences can be managed easily by physicians in all the different functional areas. I can now connect to my colleague Dr. Rakowski. Good morning, Dr. Rakowski.
Good morning, Dr. Rulofs.
I have here under my microscope a sample of the small intestines of the patient from operating room 3. Could you please take control of the microscope and give us a diagnosis of what this sample is? Go ahead.
Okay, I will try to control your microscope. Yes, it's okay. I see the image here very clearly.
So what do you think, Dr. Rakowski?
Well, from the first sight, I think it's a polyp.
The structure of the virtual hospital is an integration of medical partners, of research institutes, of industry, and of course, on national level, of the political decision makers. But the virtual hospital work with the technology of interacting. That means independent of the distances between the physician, the experts, or the next experts, it is possible to work in real time on the same patient, on the same disease. And as you see, this change drastically the design of the working places of the physician. The virtual hospital means integration of the means. We work with different kinds of simulators, different kinds of visualization of medical data, the virtual reality, the advanced telecommunication, and all this bring us to the idea that in near future we will be need in such global infrastructure to organize a medical command centers, something what today is not existing in the hospitals. Maybe in the next program by the harmonization, when we will have the electronic patient record, the electronic patient card, the insurance card in the full Europe, that will be more easy to make regulation about such kind of prescription or to make regulation about the responsibility for the patient if one patient, citizen of one country, take consultation by doctor, by physician from other country.